Welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show, everybody. Parents buy quite a few books when their children are young. Cheryl Tan is here with an outlet for those books when the kids grow up.
Seems like we're always spending money, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like many families have entire libraries inside their homes. It's certainly a good problem to have. We wanted to share some places that you can take the books your kids have outgrown. I found 2 options that will ensure your donation will be appreciated on this week's edition of What's Your Problem? From the very beginning, this was the goal.
We wanted it on the first floor. We wanted it, as you can see from looking, it's in the back of the museum. It's kind of in a little hideaway all by itself where people can come in and read.
Since the reopening of the renovated Children's Museum of Virginia in Portsmouth in May of 2011, this little alcove has seen plenty of action.
I usually see a mother or grandmother or father or grandfather or all of the above, and they're reading, and a father might be sitting here with 2 or 3 children around him.
Maybe not as much action as in other parts of the building where antique trains keep the young and the young at heart mesmerized, or where you test your skills and patience making life-size bubbles. It's a different kind of education.
You can see from the outside it's definitely a library. Then when the children get in here and look through the books and then realize that they can take one home, it becomes a whole different experience. It's like, really? We can take one home?
Books geared to children ages 3 to 10 live here, at least temporarily. If a child falls in love with a story, the museum says it's more than okay to take it home.
And what we found, Cheryl, it's become a wonderful experience in sharing. Lots of times, if they take one book home, they want to bring back 5 for other children that might be here.
This sharing of stories is critical, according to Jessica Lehman, the executive director of REACH, which stands for Reading Enriches All Children.
Statistically, they have shown that a child actually has to hear 2,000 stories or share in 2,000 stories before they really can take that book and go with it.
In fact, notice this.
We call this the REACH Library.
What do you do with old children's books? And we knew you'd have the answer.
Well, you can bring them to REACH. We always take gently loved books. We redistribute them throughout the community. You know, here at the museum is definitely one of the major places we come. Over half of our 15,000 books came to the museum itself.
Books are REACH's business. They hand out new ones to children as part of their Shelter Read Aloud program, and as part of their Growing Readers program, they present gently loved books to just about anyone else. That means donations are critical.
It's a great time to look at your shelves and say, where could those go? Who would love to have those if they're not being read anymore? And some parents want to hold on to those because they are precious memories.
We have so many grandparents that say, oh my gosh, all my grandchildren are older now. Can I give them to the children? Of course they can. We would just love to have any of the books that they have.
The results speak for themselves.
And once you teach a child to read, you can never ever take that away from them. And it's a huge source of pride for them.
Places like the Children's Museum of Virginia and the REACH offices in Norfolk are great places to help kickstart that love of reading. On another note, I had never been inside the Children's Museum of Virginia. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Absolutely fantastic. The Children's Museum and REACH, they appreciate book donations of all kinds for children, although they stay away from the religious books. You can drop them off at the museum or at the REACH offices in Norfolk, or if you've got so many like you have, Chris, they'll
We have
actually
them all
come
over
to
the
you
house.
and pick them up. So I'm going to put contact information at thehamptonroadshow.com with this story.
Well, something tells me they're going to get a lot of books now. They can
Hope
get some
so.
from us. We have a lot. Thank you, Cheryl. Good story.
You're welcome.